Oi, boys, welcome to another video in our multi-year career mode playthrough. We are back with the Rugby League World Cup. It is the quarter-final, so in our third pool game, like I said in the previous video, I won't be uploading it as a video, but it was a blowout against Scotland. We actually beat them 24 points to 0, and we are back with the quarter-final. And as you can see, we are taking on Tonga in a rematch of our previous pool game where they did get the best of us. Our forwards pretty much got pumped in that game. As for our lineup changes, Joey Leilua now has been suspended, so both Leilua brothers will be unavailable for the remainder of the tournament as always. Shout out to the gang. If you're watching this right now, be sure to hit up that comment section with the hashtag OddSquad, and let's jump right into the match. Samoa vs Tonga part 2. We get let off there, a little knock on from Tonga as we get the ball back, and so it begins. Junior Paulo, the first victim of a big hit from one of the Tongan forwards. Paulo's decently rated, he shouldn't be getting hit as much as he has been. But come year 2, a lot of these forwards, or actually all the players, their stats will jump crazy. That's one of the biggest issues in the career mode is as you progress through the years, the stats, they go up way too fast, like stupid fast. But we get the penalty here, we take the tap. It was a high shot on a free running Jerome Luai. Crichton taking the tackle around the 20. It's always worth sending it to Crichton, see if he can beat someone one-on-one. As we send it back to the middle, and it's Soliola filling in, second row for Luciano Leilua. Tavanga at dummy half. They're spread deep on the right as Luai shows it once, sends it to Chi Cam, and we are tackled on the 10. Can we break this defense? As we swing it back to the left, Milford on the wrap, cut out to Jerome Luai, and Steve Crichton will score off a pretty decent sequence of passes, super similar to one of the first tries we scored in the first game of the season actually, with the playmaker wrapping around the prop, and Crichton splits the center and winger as Milford will miss the first goal of the match. Another decent kick from Tonga as we look to work our way out of our own half of the field. First tackle inside the 10. And it's going to be Junior Paulo. Just breaks out of the 10. Second. We go back to the middle, Martin to Powell. We'll run into a brick wall as we look to shift it down this right side now. George Taufua will get wrapped up. We're still outside the 10. Decent defense so far from Tonga. We try and drop it under to Martin to Powell, and again, we don't really make many meters. We are 15 meters out. Thankfully, we have the wind behind Milford as he sends it downfield, and it just clears the halfway line. On the return, Izzy Folau has been a gun. Once again, breaks away from the first tackle. And Jason Taumololo will get pulled up around the 20. Tonga a try is imminent as Murdoch Marcila makes some meters. Manasseh Fainu at dummy half. Tonga looking to shift it back to the middle of the field, and Ata Hingano will get wrapped up, 5 out. They go out the back. Sitaleki one-on-one with Martin to Powell, and my man just drags him over the line, and it's looking like Tonga will get their first meat pie of the match. This dude used to be a gun back when he played for Penrith. I think he's in the Super League now, this Sitaleki Akaola dude. Boys, if you haven't seen him play, check out his I think he has highlights, but actually I'm not sure if he does, but he was one of those no-nonsense, run it straight off the back fence every run type of forwards. 10 to go in the half with round 9 literally around the corner. I'm recording this Thursday morning. Match of the round for me. Someone asked me in a previous video if I thought Manly stood a chance against the Panthers as we get the ball back here. A forward pass from Tonga. But yeah, do I think Manly are a chance? Obviously any team's a chance, but against Penrith, who quite literally look unbeatable at the moment, I'll say this, and I know it's me dancing around the question, but if Manly beat Penrith, I mean, the way they're going at the moment, man, they're a decent shot, but where would that put Tom Trbojevic? Because at the moment, as far as impact and influence on a team, I don't think there's any other as impactful as Tom Trbojevic. I mean, we're saying way before he made his return that he was capable of turning this Manly team into a top contender as Dunamis Louis will score our second try of the game. But yeah, Tom Trbojevic, man, how good has the return been to witness? They've been running up the scoreboard their last 2 games, and they've only leaked 6 points since Trebojevic's return. Craziness, I can't wait for that game. Half-time in this quarterfinal. We head into the break with a slight lead, 10 points to 6. Another close one against Batema Atonga as we take a look at the stat sheet here. And despite what the scoreboard says, Tonga are keeping it tight with some pretty terrible stats. We've played a near perfect game, 7 from 7 completions. That's a solid effort, but Tonga, they're only trailing by 4. They won't go down without a fight. Third tackle on their 40. As they send it to Ata Hingano. I wonder what happened to Ata. I never looked into it, but I assume he's running around in the Super League as Manase Fainul causes chaos around the ruck. Gets the ball away to Jason Taumololo. A little goosey to get away from a dive, but Stephen Crichton with the try-saving tackle. What a hectic bit of play from Tonga, and even better efforts in defense by our boys in blue. Like I said, man, they're going to go down swinging. They could make 10 errors. They will always be one line break away from putting some points on us as Dom Peru coming into the team. He's pulled up just inside the Tongan 40. Nice drawing pass to David Nofo-Luma, but we make a couple of meters down the sideline, inside the 30 now. As Peru sends it out to Jazz Tavanga, looking for space around the middle. They've been a little vulnerable there. As we set up for a face ball, we instead drop it on the toe, looking for the repeat set. That was a decent kick, not enough toe on it. Doing decent so far in defense. Tonga unable to break the line as of yet. They are forced to clear it on the 4th. As Jermaine Asako on the return gets driven sideways. First tackle, running onto it, Herman Ese to Dominic Peru. Wonder if he's still playing in the Super League. We go left to Jerome Luai. Crichton puts Nofo-Luma through. And we'll take every meter we can get. David Nofo-Luma. Some post-contact meters. Josh Aloyai looking to pass late. That's actually worked a couple of times this match. So go back to Luai, drops it for Dom Peru, draws in one. Steve Crichton, the try-saving tackle from Tonga. It looked like Crichton was in, but that ankle tapped it just enough. As we try to drop it on the toe, we drop it, or we kick it into one of our teammates and give away a penalty on the last. Man, that 4-point lead is not secure at all. It's actually quite scary. All they need is a converted try, and it can happen out of nowhere. Siosiwa Taukeaho to Manase Fainul. They kill us in the middle. Give us a little bit of a taste of our own medicine here as the Tongans. Oh, that last ditch effort from Luai, not enough. As Taukeaho gets Tonga out to a 2-point lead with 20 minutes remaining. Inside the final 10, they try and pin David Nofo-Luma into the corner, and they do so successfully. It's going to be a rough 10 minutes, boys. A tough 10 minutes, I should say, as Jermaine Asako, that's a great run. Those post-contact meters, you love to see it as Luai links with Milford, tries to get around the Tongan edges here. Unsuccessful as Herman Ese swings it wide. Jerome Luai almost breaks through. And we will play it safe. We look for Milford to send it down the line. We got the wind, gets hit in the process. And look at the kick, it's a beauty. Perfect kick from Anthony Milford. 7 minutes to go, we're 10 out. And we got a whole set to work with as we try and get George Taufua one-on-one. It's been pretty solid one-on-one. Back to Milford, throws the dummy. They don't bite. As we look to send it flat through Jerome Luai. Running onto it, Crichton. Good defense so far from Tonga. Tavanga to Ese. Another short ball. Jermaine Asaka is going to be the one to crack the Tongan line. If only he can do that in real life for the Broncos. Nah, I'm joking, but we had Walsh in the tuck and decided to get rid of him. Nah. I'm joking, boys, as we get another glimpse of Milford getting that 40-20 off in the midst of being smashed in the tackle. Hectic. Full time, we come back and win in the quarterfinal on the brink of losing the match there. Milford comes up with a clutch 40-20. And guys, I hate to reiterate this, but I'm obviously taking the piss about Jermaine Asaka. I could say the same for Milford, but anyway, we live to fight another day here. We move on to the semi-final in the Rugby League World Cup after pulling away with the victory in a classic Rugby League World Cup match against Mate Ma'atonga. As always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you.
Give me that code to the
Later.
Smack that hole in the base. No regrets for the work I matched, cause I can go any day. Cops just want me in chain. Smoke that push for the pain. Looking back at them days in the yard, that old front line in the main. That top on my way. Bang it, throw that pole in the drain. Don't say too much on the